Hi, I'm James McGuire, and today we're talking about managed service providers and cloud costs. To discuss that, I'm joined by a real industry leader. With me is Chris Smith, Senior Vice President of Cloud Solution Architecture at Unitas Global. Chris, thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, James. It's good to be here.
And I know you are in Johnson City, Tennessee today, correct?
I am, yeah, in the northeast corner of Eastern Tennessee.
Fantastic. So before we talk about MSPs and cloud, I want to thank everyone who's watching and viewing. First of all, thanks for showing up. We really appreciate it. Also, we really appreciate your questions and comments. So there is a Q&A button down at the bottom of the screen. Click that, ask your question, make your comment at any point in time. You don't have to wait to the end. And we welcome that. The internet is this interactive thing. It doesn't have to go one way. So let's all talk. All right, managed service providers. Chris, I've got an embarrassing confession. For all the years I've covered cloud for more than a decade. I've seen it all: hybrid cloud, private, containers, microservices, the whole thing. I've never been totally sure what a managed service provider really does, and I'm supposed to really know that. And so, but then I think if I'm not fully sure, maybe there's some other people who are fully sure. So, what really does an MSP do?
That's a great question, James, and we get that a lot when Unitas, the organization that I work for, when we're brought into these discussions. Really, a managed service provider should be a partner that comes alongside your organization and understands the problems that you're facing, because we have experienced those problems with multiple customers. And so a managed service provider comes alongside you, works with you to really understand what the industry trends are, what the industry is doing, whether that's connectivity problems, whether that's system infrastructure application problems, even down to your end user problems and issues. And so a managed service provider comes alongside you, understands what issues you're facing, and then how to build solutions and architect solutions that we're either managing end to end or we're managing a piece of. But the key part in what we do is really partnering with you and not just doing something for you. You're not just a customer, but it's a partnership. And that's what managed service providers, in theory, should be doing.
Well, I'm sure there's plenty of companies out there. They've got a public cloud and they've got their in-house private cloud. They've got a hybrid cloud going. They may even have sort of a multi-cloud strategy going, and they may not have an MSP that they're working with in a partnership. So, what kind of companies typically hire? Is it smaller companies? Is it larger companies? Who typically hires MSPs to work with their cloud?
Sure. So managed service providers, so our customers that we have and what we've seen on the market are businesses of all sizes. So we have some businesses that are small, but maybe they have a large infrastructure because they have an application that's important to them and important to their customers, but they're not in the infrastructure support business. They're not in the connectivity business. And so they come to us, even though they have a smaller employee footprint, they want someone to be able to manage their infrastructure, manage their connectivity into that infrastructure so that they can focus on the applications. We also have customers that come to us that are very, very large and have thousands and thousands of users all across the globe that we support. And they really want somebody to come alongside them and manage a piece of their business, whether that's connectivity as a service, as I've said, or if it's a specific piece of their infrastructure. Maybe that's coming alongside them because they've heard this thing called public cloud and they want to move to a public cloud environment, but they don't have the resources or the talent on their team to get them there. And so they come to a managed service provider to be able to help understand how their environment is working today and how to build that hybrid cloud or public cloud environment for them and then support that for them. So we get companies of all sizes coming to us from a managed services standpoint.
And I guess it's testament to the fact that cloud computing is not simple. People really do need a helping hand. I think I read this report recently put out that only about fully 37% of companies say they're not getting much benefit from the cloud. I think because even in the year 2020, the cloud having gone on this long, people are still quite confused by it, and it continually changes and grows. So if they were good with it a year and a half ago, a lot of stuff has happened since then. So cloud remains confusing and complex, but also really essential. So, all right, I think I understand why there needs to be MSPs. It seems like there may need to be more services provided by MSPs going forward than even there is today. I don't know.
No, I would totally agree with that. I mean, so the cloud business, take Microsoft Azure, for example.
Hmm.
Microsoft Azure has made so many changes. There's so many things that are in public preview that haven't gone to the general public yet. And
Right.
understanding all of those competencies and trying to make sure that you not only understand the competency, but how do I use that for the business? Going into cloud optimization, understanding how I not just take my infrastructure and put that into public cloud, but how do I use the software as a service features within the public cloud, whether that's
Hmm.
AWS or Azure or Google, for the benefit of my organization. Staying
Hmm.
on top of all of those new features that are coming out is quite difficult. And
Hmm.
it's quite difficult for managed service providers to do, let alone for you as your enterprise trying to really focus on your business and how do you drive revenue to your core business, let alone
Hmm.
all of these new services that are out there to help you do your business.
Right.